Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on the Dalechek webinar series. This month, we want to talk about how your organization can benefit from an MSP during uncertain times. Obviously, we know 2020 has not been a typical year for everyone. And really, we want to dive into some of the MSPs that Dalechek has to offer and some of the benefits that you could experience utilizing those Dalechek MSPs. One brief introduction to myself, Scott Hendricks, Business Development Manager here at Dalechek. Actually been in IT for the last 20 years or so, been on the customer side as well as on the sales side and working with managed service providers for the last several years. Today, really what we want to talk about is what is a managed service provider. We'll do kind of, for those that don't know, we'll do a brief definition of what that is and what it means to you. Then a little introduction to Dalechek, who we are, what we're about, and then we're going to dive into specific benefits that Dalechek can provide to your business. We will also go do an overview of Dalechek's new managed service programs. We've had some changes this year, and we're rolling some new stuff out that we're excited about. And then Dalechek MSP cost comparisons. We'll break down what it means to utilize an MSP, a managed service provider, versus kind of purchasing or hiring in-house for some of these specific skill sets. And then we're pretty excited. We've got a special limited time offer through the remainder of 2020. I know we're pretty transparent with our pricing, and we actually have that on our website. But one thing and we're very competitive, I feel like, but one thing we want to do, given the end of the year, is try to provide a little bit of relief and support for those people that are wanting to join up here before the end of the year. So what is a managed service provider? Managed service providers are outsourced businesses that offer multiple managed IT services to other businesses. Basically, in a nutshell, it's when Dalechek talks about our managed services, instead of potentially hiring additional resources in-house, these are services that we can provide to you outside of what you may have already internally or need to go hire. Good MSPs, though, serve as an extension to your organization. We are not trying to replace your IT organization. We want to work with our existing customers and new customers and your IT teams to provide more industry-specific knowledge, along with maybe some specialized skill sets. A lot of what we do today is done remotely, since we are talking a lot of Microsoft technologies and what we do in the cloud. We don't have to be on site or be even in the same regional area to support some of our customers. Who we are as an organization. Dalechek was actually founded back in 2005 as a full-service IT company, and we've recently changed. We still are full-service IT, but we now provide managed services as well. We are headquartered here in St. Louis. We are a Microsoft Gold partner, specializing in but not limited to Microsoft technologies. Our guiding principles have always been a people company first and a technology company second. And really what we're trying to offer is uniquely designed managed service programs that are Microsoft focused for our customers. We're going to dive in a little bit to some of the managed service benefits. Big one right off the bat is cost savings and easier budgeting. Outsourcing to an MSP converts your variable cost to a fixed cost. Now, I know a lot of people say, can using a managed service save you money? Typically, yes. But along with that, really, it's a more predictable service than trying to do stuff in-house yourself. So what it does is, for example, if you were to look at our SQL MSP offering, our offering is $18,000 annually. But if you wanted to hire an in-house SQL administrator based on U.S. average salaries, that's about $85,000 annually. And that's not the fully loaded cost. And that doesn't include the Dalechek difference, which you'll receive by participating in our MSP programs. We're going to dive into those a little bit later. But you can definitely see where using an MSP that is a cost savings for a lot of organizations that we work with. Access to experts. Hiring experienced expertise can be very expensive. And for a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, an expert can sometimes be too expensive. We look at it as more of a team versus an individual approach. So few problems that we come across are new for an MSP. We were speaking about SQL earlier, and when you look at SQL, we have a team of individuals that do work across a multitude of customers and get experience with a lot of different environments, issues, and resolutions, versus potentially an isolation of an in-house resource that has only got knowledge of your environment and may not have a full understanding as they come across different issues. One thing about the access to experts is being a Microsoft Gold partner, Dalechek must meet certain criteria and have a certain number of MCSEs on staff. This is also difficult to do at a reasonable price when you're hiring yourself. Proactive support and quicker response times. The benefit here is 24/7, 365 monitoring and management of your environment. We've got the ability to have eyes on your environment and know what's going on at all times. Little things that may occur in the middle of the night that you don't want to have you wake you up in the middle of the night. We're able to have the staff that can handle those, report on those, and provide you with a full understanding of what occurred. For when you wake up in the morning, you know what transpired overnight and have the full resolution right there. There's also Microsoft Support Service subscriptions for escalations. And then obviously having the expertise on staff in a multitude of different technologies. What is ready infrastructure? As a benefit, this really is how do we keep a modern, up-to-date, and best practice for your organization, whether we're maintaining your environment in Azure or on-prem. Dalechek understands things like new technologies and what changes are coming down from Microsoft and from other organizations. Providing expertise to standardize across locations or platforms. Providing assessments to implement best practices. Documenting your environment. Obviously, having a multitude of individuals on our side that really know and understand and can provide that documentation back to your organization. Having additional resources for a team approach versus just one individual that may understand your environment. When it comes to cloud-based ready, preparing for adoption to the cloud, but also understanding compliance and security for your organization. And when we speak of compliance and security, there are things like Azure Trust Center, which provides customers with easier access to regulatory compliance information, and also is able to define that shared responsibility of utilizing a public cloud. And then providing a scalable environment. As your organization grows, when you utilize a managed service provider, we're able to grow with your organization. Better business focus. Really, the benefit here of using an MSP allows you to stay focused on your core business. Organizations can focus on their day-to-day and let Dalechek take on those mundane tasks off your plate. Let us handle the issues that arise throughout the day. Partnership and support of an MSP to remotely monitor and manage key areas allows your organization to focus on other business needs. We partner and understand to know your business drivers and what direction your organization wants to go in. And by us focusing on those mundane tasks allows you to then focus on the operational side, the business of running your business. Another key benefit is leveling the playing field. Most small and medium-sized businesses can't afford to match in-house support services that large companies large companies do. Enterprise customers may have a team of, for example, SharePoint administrators. But most small to medium-sized companies, a lot of times, can't even afford one SharePoint administrator if they're looking to implement SharePoint. Another benefit, an independent third-party managed cost structure and economy of scale can give your company a competitive advantage. By not having to go out and spend the additional money on resources that you have to hire in-house, can potentially give your company that competitive advantage. And a quick overview of Dalechek's managed service programs. Really not all, what we're trying to do is help small to medium businesses to develop a simplified approach to managed services. This is not an all or nothing approach to your business. We provide the flexibility to meet different organizational needs that may arise at different times. So as your IT needs change, MSP programs can be added throughout time. We don't have to go in and provide you everything all at once if that's not an area that you don't have a need in. MSP programs are Microsoft focused and we're standardized in Microsoft best practices, specifically segmented into key skill sets and disciplines to closely align and address your IT needs. So what does it mean to experience the Dalechek difference? We have focused programs that we've designed to help support a multitude of organizations. We can provide that 24/7 support, personalized service. We've made licensing more simple. We actually have a Microsoft licensing expert on staff to help answer those difficult Microsoft licensing questions. Guided deployment of new technologies within your organization. And obviously in this day and age, reliable security. Security is a key focus on all areas that Dalechek provides service on. We partner with your existing IT departments to provide reliable, scalable, and specialized skill sets at an affordable cost. When we talk about cost structure, we have a completely transparent business model around our managed services. An example of a cost savings associated between hiring an FTE versus participating in just a few of our different MSP programs. When you look at the average US cost of salary for different positions, whether that be a SQL DBA or administrator, SharePoint admin, SCCM Intune, or Exchange administrator, compared to what Dalechek's MSP costs are on an annualized basis, it's tough for a small business to be able to go out and find the resources to come in and do all of these different things when we can provide potentially a 70% cost savings to your organization. And these are US average only. These are not fully loaded costs. When we start talking about, training, benefits, your holidays, FMLA, everything that comes into the total cost of ownership for one of your employees is all taken on inside of Dalechek's MSP costs. Now, a few of our MSP programs are variable costs, and that is due to things like Azure consumption, Azure WVD or Windows Virtual Desktop, servers, and Microsoft Teams are considered more variable costs since your workload determines the usage. But our pricing is relatively simple to align with those as well. So when we talk about an Azure consumption, a 25% cost on top of your monthly Azure consumption. So you're able to still manage and control your cost. Server MSPs based on whether that server is on-prem or in the cloud. So definitely want to thank everybody for joining today. We really wanted to dive into some of these limited time special offerings. For the remainder of 2020, you can save 20% on your first MSP with Dalechek. If you go to our website, dalechek.com, our pricing is there for everybody to quickly look at, understand, and when you're looking at a specific area that you may need assistance in, you can price that directly on dalechek.com. The 20% is going to apply for the remainder of this year, and it will expire on December 31st. But please go to our website at dalechek.com and check out all of our different managed service offerings and what we can do for you. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@dalechek.com. Check us out on social media and on our website. And once again, I thank you for your time today.